Bungie gone and did it, guys. I'm gonna need 2,000 likes. I'm gonna need you to subscribe because I need some consoling right now. Chaperone has been hit with a pretty big ninja nerf. That's right, it wasn't in the patch notes, and I myself had no idea. I tested Chaperone's base range yesterday, and it was the same, right? 13 meter base range kill. But some significant changes have actually been put to Roadborne, and that is kind of, I mean, it's whatever, but it's also like, why is it not in the patch notes? You know, you're making quite a big change to a gun, and it's not in the notes, and we were told that these shotgun range changes wouldn't actually affect slug shotguns. I actually made the call on Twitter last week. People were talking to me about slug shotguns being the meta, and I said right there and then last week, I would not be surprised to see slug shotguns also get nerfed alongside regular shotguns, because that's what happened in D1. When there was a big shotgun nerf, Chaperone also got nerfed, and that seems to be the case here as well. Basically, it might be hard to notice at first, but Roadborne has been nerfed quite a bit, basically. With Roadborne, now, you can probably eke out a kill at 15 meters, whereas before, you could definitely get a kill at 15 meters, 16 meters, even edging into 17 meter territory. But now, as you can see there, we're hitting 94 to the head, where normally I would be getting a kill from that range, which is kind of weird. And honestly, it might be hard to tell for some players because, you know, unless you use the gun a lot, you might not ever even get a kill at 16 meters with this weapon. It is pretty far out, and it's uncommon for most players to be even hitting kills at these sorts of distances. But as someone who's obviously used the gun a lot over the course of D1 and D2, it's very, very apparent to me that, you know, the Roadborne has been reined in quite a little bit. Pretty much now, Roadborne is effective within 14 and a half meters, 15 meters at an absolute push, I want to say. So yeah, overall, it's like a meter, 2 meters basically have been knocked off Roadborne, and it seems to do less damage from range overall as well. So whereas the base range kill hasn't changed, 13 meters, it still seems to hit less from like 14 meters, 15 meters without Roadborne active. And basically, kills like this are now definitely impossible. Like if you saw that right there, I'll play it again for you one more time. Now again, I don't think many players were ever hitting shots at this range with Chaperone, but it was possible, you know? That is like an easy 16 or 17 meters in a clutch 1v1 situation in trials. So I think a lot of players could pick up Chaperone right now and use it and not even notice the difference. So it's not a substantial nerf, but it is a substantial nerf. Does that make sense? It's kind of weird. And it's also a ninja nerf. They never actually announced this change. One thing I want to mention as well, that some of you might not know, I think around a year ago, I'm not sure, actually I remember exactly when it was, right before Trials came out, so the sandbox changes that preceded the return of Trials of Osiris, when that happened, Chaperone got stealth buffed. It got stealth buff to its headshot damage, and it got its stealth buff to its body shot damage. These were never in any patch notes, they were never acknowledged to have been made by Bungie or anything like that. So I don't even know if they meant to buff it. And I don't know if they meant to nerf it here, but that's exactly what's happened. And yeah, here we are. Again, if they did mean to do it, I'm not surprised because like I said, I kind of predicted this would happen last week. Somebody on Twitter was asking me about Chaperone, would it be meta? And I said, yes, it'll be meta, but there is a very strong chance that slug shotguns will get a nerf to go along these regular shotgun nerfs, because that's exactly what happened back in the day in D1. A big sweeping shotgun nerf happened to range, and at the same time, my poor old Chappy got a solid nerf to its range as well. And the same thing seems to have happened here, at least for the slug shotties like Duality and the Chaperone. I did do some brief testing with the legendary slug shotty, and it seemed to be the same as before, so I'm not sure if they actually got touched. To be fair, they didn't have crazy range in the first place. You were lucky to hit 11.5, 12 meters with an opening shot, slug shot before, so if that has changed or hasn't, nothing really too impactful going on there. And again, with the base range of Chaperone remaining the same, it's not a massive nerf on the surface. But if you're an experienced player with Chaperone and you regularly take advantage of that max range that you can get with Roadborne, you'll probably notice that instead of getting a kill, you'll now be hitting like 90 to the head, whereas before you were hitting like 210. And it is kind of odd, and it is kind of weird. But at the same time, if it's intentional, it's understandable as well, I would say, because at the end of the day, if a high impact shotgun can hit at, 7 meters if it's lucky, it doesn't really make sense for any shotgun in the game to be able to hit 10 meters beyond that, which is what Chaperone is capable of. Again, I like Chaperone. Obviously, you guys know I use it a lot. It's like a trademark weapon of mine since D1, blah, blah, blah. But, just because it's my favorite weapon or whatever, doesn't mean I'm not going to be, like, objective in seeing how the weapon would behave within, certain sandboxes. And this is one of those cases for me where, yes, they've nerfed it. I'm not particularly upset. Obviously, for the memes, I'll, oh my god, Chaperone got nerfed, oh my god. But, like, objectively speaking, I don't think it's a bad thing. The only thing that's strange about this nerf for me is, like when it got stealth buffed about a year or so ago, again, it's been stealth nerfed and Bungie haven't acknowledged it yet. I have tweeted some of the community devs and all that. So hopefully they're aware of it right now. Maybe they've got more pressing issues with all these weasel errors going on in the Crucible right now, I suppose, I don't know. But maybe they'll address it, and I have a strong suspicion that these changes may be intentional. But yeah, we will see. Time will tell. I mean, as you can see in the gameplay, it's not like Chaperone is bad now. Do you know what I mean? For me, it's easily the best shotty in the game, especially now. It got nerfed a little bit, okay, but its base range is 13 meters. That is a massive, massive gap between Chaperone and basically all other shotguns now, including Duality. Obviously, in yesterday's video, I covered Duality getting nerfed as well. If you haven't seen that, go check it out. But yeah, Duality is hitting at I want to say 11.5 meters now, which is basically the same as a legendary slug shotty. So Chaperone has a solid 1.5 meters on Duality, and then obviously you can add another 1.5 meters on top when you get Roadborne active. So yeah, Roadborne has been hit with a pretty noticeable nerf. If you're a Chaperone enthusiast, you'll definitely notice it. If you're a casual Chappy user, maybe you won't notice it because, it does take some getting used to lining up a shot from 17 meters away. Do you know what I mean? Not most players aren't even going to attempt to hit a shot from that range. And you know what? Even now, if you do hit someone at that range, you're still going to take their shields down and make them very weak. And you could probably kill them with a follow-up shot. Do you know what I mean? So Chaperone is still extremely strong. Don't get it twisted. Don't think that Chaperone's been nerfed into the ground. Nope. Roadborne has just been brought in a little bit. Whether or not it was intentional, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Drop a like, subscribe, all of that good stuff. And then we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.